This is a million trillion times more sophisticated than anything Silicon Valley has ever done. It takes more intelligence to digest your breakfast than all of the ingenuity that built Apple or Facebook. There is a guy from the 1940s named Finkelstein, I think. He was a biologist and he was doing research on, I think, salamanders or frogs. And so, two frogs get together, they have a baby, and they have a frog. Well, there's this thing they could do when it's at the earliest stage of an embryo. They can create this disturbance, and the cells of the embryo will double their DNA and their chromosomes. And so a regular frog has one set of DNA, but then you can get it to double up. And so, one cell is this big and, two cells is this big. He could even get it to do four chromosomes, four sets of DNA, and the frogs would be made out of big cells instead of little cells. Well, what he found out was, this is my very poor rendition of a frog. It didn't matter whether
You got to work on your frogs, my man. That's more
yeah,
turtle.
man, I'm going to art school starting on Monday. The 1x frogs, the frogs with 1x cells, the frogs with 2x cells, and the frogs with 4x cells all looked exactly the same. They were all the same size. There was just same size frog with 1/4 as many 4x size cells. Okay. And well, this is so interesting. So he got really detailed, and he found out there was a kidney, there was a tube that comes out the kidney, and it goes to some other organ. And the tube is one cell in diameter on the inside, tiny little tube. So he found out if he has 1x cells, the tube is made from 8 cells in an octagon pattern, and then stack them and make a tube like this. The 2x frogs, the tube was made out of 4 cells, and the inside was still the diameter of 1 cell. And in the 4x frogs, they took 1 cell and bent it into a C. And cells have a skeleton called a cytoskeleton. And the cytoskeleton was just bent into a C. In the middle of the C was still the diameter of 1 cell. And then they just stack the little C's on each other. Now, what does this tell you about biology? What it tells you is that frog tube from the kidney to the other thing is not built from a blueprint or an algorithm. It's not like a General Motors plant where they're stamping out fenders. It's telling you that tube is a live engineering problem that is solved in real time by the cells and tissues every time a frog embryo develops. Now, let's go closer to home. I have 2 adopted kids. My daughter, who's 13, was missing a fibula, which is one of the bones in your leg below your knee. And so she was born with half of a small deformed foot and a shorter leg on one side. So You know, everybody's seen somebody with a deformed foot or deformed hand or whatever. Well, you know, the skin is all the right length and the muscles are all the right length and the blood vessels are all the right length and the nerves are all the right length. I have a son who's 19. He has dwarfism. Everybody's seen people with dwarfism. All the proportions are correct. And their arms work and their legs work. It's not like the bones are short and then the skin is flopping around. Next time you look at any person with any physical deformity, I want you to notice the miracle of how perfectly their body engineered around the deformity. Most people never think about this.
Yeah, yeah.
This is how smart biology is. Biology is so smart that if the cells are 4 times as big as they're supposed to be, every single thing in the frog will be correctly proportioned, and the tube will be made with a string of C's instead of an octagon of little cells, because there's an instruction that says, hey guys, we need a tube that's 1 cell in diameter from A to B, go figure it out. And the cells and tissues figure it out. And nobody has to tell them. This is 1,000,000,000,000,000 times more sophisticated than anything Silicon Valley has ever done. It takes more intelligence to digest your breakfast than all of the ingenuity that built Apple or Facebook. The press, the media, and frankly, most of the college professors in Silicon Valley are clueless about this. They have severely underestimated life and biology and everything. And so when people start giving you a narrative about how the AI bots are going to take over and it's going to be Terminator and it's going to wake up and all that, that is bullshit. Everything any of these AIs know how to do, somebody either directly or indirectly trained them to do it. Computers don't unemploy people. Computers employ people because computers need people to make them run.
Hey guys, if you like this video, you'll probably also like our free Facebook group, Beyond Agency Profits, Agency Lifestyle Design. You can get free copies of the book inside here. I look ridiculous. We're doing weekly Q&As, giving answers to all your questions. Some of the best, smartest, brightest people. We've got lots of industry leaders doing 7, 8 figures and beyond. It's a literal who's who of the brightest agency owners that I know, as well as lots of tips on scaling and stuff, books that work. So if you're not already part of it, you're going to want to be part of it. So make sure to click the link. I put it in the description of the video as well as in the pinned top comment below. So just scroll down and you can join, and it's totally free.